Welcome back to another battle, everybody. Today we're playing Progressive Capitals on the Airship map, the final map in our Among Us map pack travels here on our Tier List Tuesday series, where we play every single map in Risk. The meta settings, that's Progressive Capitals with Fog and Blizzards. No portals, no alliances. We've got neutral inactivity behavior for this series as well. We're playing as a green player out of the third position. Plenty of blizzards. Airship is the largest map at the time of recording in Risk. 104 territories. There are 11 blizzards. Knocks us down to 93 territories, which is 54 territories larger than the classic map when blizzards are considered. There are 20 bonuses, several plus ones in bathrooms, exterior, fan room, and meeting room, armory, cockpit, comms, lounge, medical, security vault, viewing deck are plus twos, kitchen records, showers are plus threes, electrical gap room and storage are plus fours, engine room are plus five, and the main hall bonus in the middle, a plus six if you're able to hold it. We got a 1-point hold for this top left vault bonus. I always call it the wheel, but it's the vault. I don't actually believe I have access to any other surefire 1-point hold on the board. Black could roll me here. I've got troops to be able to retake this if needed. I also have potential to be able to roll Black's capital here if needed. Yellow takes this spot up here. I don't love that. That is a 2-point card block for only a +2 on yellow up there. There is an extended 1-point hold from, I do actually see a 1-point hold. This territory on vault entrance is an extended 1-point hold over the entire right-hand side of the board. Theoretically speaking, so is this spot, this spot, this spot, this spot, this spot, and these two spots. Pretty much all of these spots up to here. 1-point hold at least some chunk over here with these two blizzards here. We do get knocked down. We'll only start with 6. Get knocked down a little bit, but I probably just take my bonus, call it a day. Hope that Black doesn't try to roll me on the next turn if I have too limited of a hold here. They're obviously going to be our natural kind of nemesis on this side of the board. You almost hope that somebody is capped on wire panel or pistol storage is unlikely, but pistol storage, I hope there's nobody on armory entrance because that is kind of where I'm going to want to play after my first turn. I will roll this 3, try to take an extra troop up there, but we're going to try to take the vault bonus to start here. Airship is an interesting map. We always have interesting games. I don't really know what terminology to use here other than that. Hopefully we don't lose any troops on these rolls, and we just, nice start. We'll have a 7 here that should defend. I'm going to try to roll this. We win that. I'm going to try to roll some of these 2-on-1s. I don't typically, I go back and forth, and I've had comments about this strategy in the past as far as 2-on-1s go, where on smaller maps, I believe you should leave your 2s in positions to get hit, quite frankly. Let people lose, especially, we've been seeing with the dice changes that happened towards the end of last year, where 2s, sometimes people are going to lose 3 troops on your 2s. It happens more than you'd care to admit, or at least 2 troops on those 2s. And is he going to hit me now? That's funny. It's fun to try to roll the 2-on-1 over there. So we've been seeing that happening, but my mindset on rolling the 2-on-1s and especially 3-on-1s early in your games on a map like Airship is the extra troops you can get just from holding additional territories, or maybe even holding this +1 here in what is that, fan room. In fan room, the extra troops that you can get can really help you push your game further, especially in the early game. Those territories aren't going to end up mattering later, but the extra troop or 2 could potentially establish better positioning for you, better bonus holds. Maybe you get an extra troop that lets you hold a bonus, etc., where you end up being able to put some pressure on opponents earlier than you'd expect. Black getting 10 is quite a lot of territories. They don't get broken over here. I'm interested to see where their take goes here. Looks like it might be viewing deck. Orange also getting 10. I fear orange is a potential neighbor of mine. I think the orange player may very well be in comms here, especially with limited viewing on the other parts of the board here. Looks like they may not hit me in this spot, which is kind of cool. Because red was in here. Orange getting 10. They likely have this. I really would be surprised if orange wasn't in this spot. Which, playing for the other side of the board, or they have, you know, they could very well have electrical next to red. Red didn't break them potentially, and that's why they went out this way instead of up. That's a reasonable explanation. We will start 15 territories, 2 bonuses plus 3, so we're up to 10 ourselves. I am going to take this bonus now. I don't want to get too low here, because I don't want to irritate the black player. I mentioned losing 3 on a 2 earlier. We've got pink here botted out. Or back. All right, so pink is our neighbor here. We have pink in this spot. Yellow hits me over here. So what's interesting about this position here is that orange, if red did hold this, red's natural progression is going to be back into this area, and they did hold this. So I'm not expecting to keep this. They're almost certainly going to come through and knock me out of the +1, but we exchange that with the +2 on the other side. They also, well, I was going to say they break orange here. They're not going to. They lost several troops on that. So let's see. Does pink play bad neighbor into us? I think they might go down into this bonus here. They're going to the right. Oh, they do go down. Oh, they came up from underneath. Okay. I can work with that, I think. You know, you almost hope black does a wraparound play here, exterior into security, which is logical for them. They might not like pink taking that bonus right next to them. I'm probably just going to play for the +1 right now. You know, I think red's deep in this pocket. I think red is stuck behind the orange player. I think yellow has their own little business over here, which means this gap room and what is that top spot? Meeting room up top should be relatively untouched. So I do believe that the orange player actually had a turn 1 take on electrical, which is super interesting. Pink goes MIA after black's turn. Black may have hit them. We do have orange coming out this way. I do wonder when orange and yellow are going to converge. The removal of me there, certainly interesting. I have no interest in breaking black right now. I know I have the 1 point here over this bonus. Black doesn't. But just do that. I don't think I get aggressed. Well, I don't know. We're kind of at this weird in-between where I don't think I get aggressed by black. If I do, I have retaliatory positioning to do something about that. It's possible that the pink player quit after getting broken here by black. I'm not sure if we'll see that happen. Red's up to 10 because they picked up extra territory and the +1 over here. I think they should. You know what? If they know they're stuck behind orange, I actually think their best bet is to not full remove this right away, to leave this as extra cards. But they might not be aware of that. This is actually, this map in particular, I think is a really good example. Pink did not get broken. I do wonder if they will return. This map is a really, really, really good example of a map where not the map, I shouldn't say that. This board configuration of blizzards, you know, barring like this one's useless and this one's useless, but all of the other ones have at least some sort of impact. You can't just gun through the middle here. You got to go through the outside. Allows slightly better blocking opportunity up there. This one obviously cuts one of the pathing lines. This one's super impactful right in the middle of the board, as is this one. This one, you know, a little bit of routing differences down here allows you to potentially clean the black player out of this spot without opening up their capital. Pink returns, but they're already on the fortify stage, so pink just outright misses a card there, which is interesting. Black's getting 15. You know, you hope that they just, yeah, all right, they're not going to go into me right now. I will take that. I have to be very careful. I do believe the pink player is capped on armory entrance, and with that, I actually am trapped behind pink and black. Obviously, I wouldn't have known that choosing this capital spot. This is one of those things about Airship that can be dicey, is if the blizzards do fall into these actually impactful positions like here and here and here and here. That's a 3 there. That's fine. I'm not particularly worried about that right now. If the blizzards fall into those spots, choose wisely here, sir. Do I let this player hold here? I have to hit orange here, I think. I'm not. I don't vibe with that. Well, I'm cooked. He stacked in front of me. The reason I didn't like that is he stacked in front of me. All right. So what I'm learning now, unless orange has actually taken this +2, which I don't think is likely, at least not yet. What I have learned is that there's, for some reason, red has not hit this +4 where orange is. I almost feel like they have to on this turn. 11 is an interesting number because they would have a +2 here, +1 here. Red has something that I don't think they should have. I don't know where it is. I'm not sure what it is. Like, I'm not sure if they pulled off the split +4 here and just the +2 and somehow lost this. Or orange somehow still has this +3. Like, there's really no excuse for orange to be holding any other bonus than records here. If orange hadn't stuck that 5 in front of me, I probably wouldn't have done what I just tried to do. It obviously didn't work. I fortified over here in the hopes that maybe I can take a card in this spot, but realistically, on this next turn, I'm probably going to have to take a card off of either pink or black, which I don't want to do because black could potentially card block me, and I don't know if pink's going to come back or not. They're in and out. Probably a mobile player texting their friends and getting distracted or whatever. But yeah, the card block opportunities on this board in particular with all of these blizzards are very scary, especially for me. I'm assuming pink is here. I know where black is. Orange, I'm surprised orange is where they are. It's a kind of a twofold position here where I'm surprised orange is where they are. Oh, pink got broken here. That makes me nervous that they're completely off cap down there. I'm surprised orange is where they are because of what they've been holding for. However, I think black might end up taking this capital. I'm a bit worried here. Or they tried to roll it and got bad dice. Orange down to 5. Now it makes more sense, right? Somebody broke orange's bonus on that turn. I'm going to get full swung here. What is that? I mean, this is just the easiest spot for me to take cards. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean to orange, but there's no reason for me not to just continue taking cards here. I thought for sure he'd just completely remove me. And he didn't get the worst dice on the 6. I don't know. I'm not trying to be mean to you, orange. I do apologize. Red goes MIA now. Did they get hit at all? No. I'm not sure I understand that, but, not everybody is here to stay the whole time. We've seen this. Orange goes MIA. That one I actually think might... If I can get orange's capital, we have a very realistic chance at winning this game. But, I don't want to count my blessings or count my eggs before they hatch. He may need to be counting his blessings. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, my fear here is that yellow only getting 10 just doesn't have enough to address red. What we almost need is red to roll orange's cap and get bad dice. Pink still does not have this bonus. Brother, your turn just started. Why are you quitting? I feel with what I've got allocated against me right now, regardless of what black gets on their next turn, I should still have a decent chance to hold here. But, maybe I get broken, sure. All right, they're back. Cool. It's in my best interest to have pink play here, and I hope that black aggressed them so that they retaliate. I'm not sure we're going to have the luxury of that happening. Black traded early, orange traded early. Yellow and red not the case. If orange is gone, that is actually good for us because their capital is like the half board split cap. I was saying, anything along the pathing of refuel port through, crane, engine, data vault, entrance, brig, gap room, vents, moving platform, gap room, data, record entrance, all the way to records cam, holds some degree of all of the right-hand side. Some more than others, obviously. Pink lost their capital. Pink lost their capital there. You see the 2 flipped. I assume Pink sacks into them on this next turn. The bigger question comes in the form of, Pink is not left. So if Pink is not left, theoretically they retaliate. I'm probably best off with a 21 cap right now. I'm probably best off hitting Black. Not inherently trying to take the capital, but hitting them. Red is back. I do think orange is gone. I think after the rebreak from me there, I don't know why they wouldn't full remove me. They just played for gap room again, and that was that. That didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Ooh, see, this might be pink fully gone. 4 cards is valuable, but I don't know. I'll get whatever we were getting before. We'll get again. 11, and then, yeah, orange is botted. Get 11. We trade for, let's see where these land. I don't think there's any reason not to just take whichever one it gives me at this point. I don't know if I should full send a capital here. I think I just break. Maybe I shouldn't have just broken. Pink is back. That's big. I'm going to try to slow roll this, I think. Well, maybe I shouldn't have. Nope, probably not, but fine with potential bait there. Back up, that's fine. I'm hoping that we got enough time here where yellow and red battle on the right-hand side of the board. I do hope that pink's not completely gone, because pink with a trade-in on this position here, I maybe could have just stolen their cards too. And it's possible black does that on this next turn. I have a trade on 3. If I can win black's capital, we're free. This is the issue with our spot here, is that I am stuck. And if my 6 gets removed up here, I really got to hope that pink trades here and retaliates. But I've played this reasonably well so far. The assumption I have is with pink still here, unless we see them full on flag, as long as they are still here, they should trade in. If they don't have a trade on 4, that's absolutely tragic. Trade in and slam the capital. If they try to wrap around through me, that's going to be a bit of a bummer. But I do think, it looks like black expended a decent amount of troops trying to deal with them. I think they fortified off this cap to the other position to try to defend this. They must not have, after rolling the cap, must not have had enough to maybe eliminate pink there. Hoping pink, this is the best trade in 15 trade. You hope they got enough juice to take this, is what I'm. There's the trade in. Not going to go on the 7. I wonder if they're still in this bonus then. Oh my God, they get it, but they barely get it. They actually won the roll. Uh-oh. That was weird. And they fortified to it. All right, so now we have an interesting predicament where, pink is worth 2 cards. That's not nothing. They didn't roll here, which means the fact that they didn't put the troops on the 7 here and they rolled into here instead makes me think that this capital is better defended. But I can probably win this now. Also, if red or yellow are in here, we absolutely have to get them out of there. I'm curious if black comes and hits me or if they try to re-attack the capital here. Because if they hit me, I think that's actually... Oh, okay, they did attack the capital. They didn't win the roll. They didn't win that either. Oh my goodness, they failed this. Black might be cooked. I might be able to get pink and black on this turn. Pink is... That might be an actual quit from pink. It's possible that the cap isn't actually here. So I don't know if I want to put all of my eggs into that basket. This is an interesting situation. This is a very interesting situation. Black is actually straight up quit. I'm going to trade in here. He's right in there. Ugh. This might be a little greedy. I don't want yellow to get this. You just hope that yellow doesn't come. I didn't have the means to hit this. We got pink's 2 cards, though. That's big. Leave the 6 here. Red's maybe not even paying attention. I don't know how much red got on the last turn. They did get 17, but they traded in. Red is back. Let's just hope they're not paying enough attention here. Because red could absolutely steal black's 4 cards. I probably should have gone for black first. I don't think I got the greatest of dice there. What are we? 1 on a 1, 3 on a 3. 1 on a 3 is fine. 1 on a 1, 1 on a 1, 1 on a 1, 1 on a 2, 1 on a 1. Oh my gosh. 1 on a 2. We lost 1. No, okay, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. 1, 2, 3, 4 straight. We lost a troop on 4 straight 1-on-1s. If red doesn't place in here, we have a very good chance of winning this game, and red does not place in here. They actually got hit because pink was in this spot. I don't think pink rolled into this position, so red just didn't have this middle spot. So that means red lost a bonus somewhere else. We got pink's 3 cards. Black is botted. Orange is close to flagging. If I can eventually steal orange's capital up here, you know, obviously going to remove yellow here. We're going to take what I believe is the black elimination. This was really a lucky situation that black got as greedy as they did, especially knowing that I'm behind them. I'm a little bit surprised. Like, once I see the cap change, I'm going to at least take a peek. I don't actually think I want to hit orange out of this position here. I do want to remove red. This should be enough to get all of those troops out of there. I am actually just going to trade in. I want to defend the orange elimination. First and foremost. This may not be black. It is. Okay, that's good. It is. So I'm intentionally playing this in a way. We remove red. I am going to hold completely off my capitals here. I've got enough troops here where somebody has to hit through orange. Because orange still, I mean, that cap's probably got 25 troops on it still. They quit with about 25 troops on it. And these two are quarreling over there. Eventually, I just, stack up enough to go hit it. But I want to leave orange back here. My hope here is that red tries to steal the capital. And we'll know it, right? Unless orange, this next turn might be the turn where orange officially flags. Yeah, it is. They got 5 troops, though, so it doesn't have the capital there. Probably shouldn't have continued placing, but... orange is worth how many cards? 2? I should just take the elimination, I think. And then the 21 will be what comes forward. And orange actually had a joker. That's interesting. We are over here. Red not on a trade-in, but yellow is. Which is pretty much perfect, because this might mean... Oh, yellow doesn't even take a card. Red has them blocked somewhere. Wow, we're on 5 again. You know, obviously if red takes this position, that's not great. They don't have enough to hit me, though. They do not have enough to hit me. I can potentially card block both of these players. I can potentially card block both of these players. This was a really interesting game. I don't actually think I want to block yellow. I think I want to block red. Yellow is a riskier block, in my opinion, because red just opened them up. But I can theoretically block both of these players. If yellow retakes here, I just block them and I work my way down through red until I hit their capital. Yeah, see, yellow's not a fool. Yellow is not a fool. We do not have a trade-in. I work on red here then. I mean, this, with yellow's cap open, it just makes more sense. I don't want to risk yellow being able to get through me. But this is the kind of blocks I was telling you guys about. It's sometimes with these blizzards, it is really easy to set this stuff up. With yellow on a trade and red's obviously not on a set, or they'd be doing something about me. I can now block both of these players reliably. And I'm getting so many more troops than both of them. Where this is not even a concern. I can just start fortifying everything from the back forward while I work on red. Yellow is now blocked. I assume yellow would trade in to get through me. And then I have a trade on 5. So they've gotten through me, but now there's nothing they can do. So this is what happens on Airship. This is what I think actually personally think holds Airship back from being an S tier map is this fact that you can really easily set these blocks on players. I'm going to put everything here. There's no reason not to put everything here. I'm going to make the cap 200. And we're just going to start sitting in front of both of these guys. And then, you know, I'll just pull back to the capital. There's a little bit of fear that I open stuff up or that somebody tries to reverse card block me. We're basically playing a situation right now where these players kind of get to decide who gets eliminated first. I don't know how many troops they have on their caps. You know, yellow has 130 or something right now. I don't want to show yellow how much I pull off cap, but I do think that was most of red's troops. If not all of red's troops. So I should be able to roll through red on this next turn and stack on yellow. I don't think that that's going to be a problem. So it's just, this is like what I was saying. Is I think red has decided that they are. Don't slow roll a 9 on 60. I'm not intentionally stalling. There's just 2 of you, and you can pull all your stuff off cap at any time. I need to make sure I don't bungle this. But this is what happens on Airship in these super clustered, big half map split plays on this map with the blizzards. He's getting really good slow roll dice. It's quite frankly irritating that you 9 on 60 slow roll to begin with. But I get it. They think they're ending the game faster here, but just pulling everything off of capital is the easier way to do this. So I'm going to just obliterate them now. I mean, they pulled 130 troops off. I don't want to intentionally stall. That is not my goal. But I will take red out. And we will win the game. Yeah, really, my recommendation in terms of how to play risk to the best of your ability is if you see somebody roll a capital and you know, there was a 7 here, the 7 never got addressed. That kind of stuff is the type of stuff that you absolutely need to at least investigate. I don't think that there's that much bad that can come as long as your capital is strong enough. Oh, well. Unfortunately, it's not a 100% roll. There's a chance I can lose that. I'm not going to... Like, I'm just going to take the cap now. I wanted to make sure. I have a trade on 3. I'm absolutely going to trade on 3. I'm not going to stall this guy out, though. With a little bit of a little stutter step there at the end. But I saw that black hit this, and then we see that black's cap's super weak. And then pink, pink's obviously mad about it and still alive. I think black could have hung around, and they might have had a trade on 4. Like, I wasn't able to eliminate them, but I played aggressively to remove pink because pink was still here and black wasn't. Interesting game. Orange shouldn't have quit. Orange could have recovered from this position. You have the best cap on the board. As long as there's some tomfoolery that happens between everybody else, it's a good chance you can survive, especially once the trades come in. But them being a beginner, not super surprising. Same with black being a novice. Those players tend to quit frequently. Pink in and out, beginner, but they at least stayed until they're perishing, and the 2 intermediate players were the ones defeated at the end of the game. Let's take a look at Airship on the tier list. It is the long-awaited tier list entry for Airship. Again, the wiki unfortunately does not have the best image here, but really, you guys saw it on the map in today's game. Blizzards can land at many of the spots on the board that can cut this up and create these insane 1-point holds all throughout the board, like Orange's capital held. Obviously, we were on the inverse of that. We actually held Orange's capital to hold the entire left side instead of the right, which I think was probably the intention of their choice. And just a really kind of all-encompassing display of Airship's play today, and why I think it holds it back from S tier. I think that the expand philosophy, we didn't fully employ it in today's game. That one still rings true on this map. You can potentially really strongly snowball. Red had a really good opportunity to potentially do that and then just didn't get aggressive enough, in my opinion, especially with the troops that they had that had access to the left side. Same with yellow. I think you roll the capital there if you're yellow, or at least run around, try to find the black elimination with black quit. Better players on this map, if you play really strong players, can really punish you. So I do think that actually makes it better. I think it allows for better skill expression on the map. And as such, I do think Airship is firmly in the A tier, not at the bottom. Where do I have Command Base? This is a better map than Command Base. Both, I think a lot of people like Command Base. I think if I was going to rank Command Base again, I'd be a little bit more honest with my feelings about it and put it lower, because it's a big map that the bonuses are too big, the snowballs are too common. This one's not as snowbally, I think, as consistently as Command Base is, but it is probably easier to card block on. I'm looking at the other maps that I have here, though. I do still think Airship is a top of the A tier map. I don't think I like it quite as much as US South, but I think that Modern Boston can sometimes run into those issues where you've got people, pocket trading a lot on this if they do that silly little back cap and the Alston bonus up in the top. So I don't think I like this as much as US South, certainly not out of an advance, but above Boston. And Boston is one of my favorite maps personally. So Airship, upper A tier. I don't think it strikes into the S tier just because the card blocks on this map are so easy to pull off. I mean, you guys saw me do it in this game in a matter of seconds, 2 turns, and I've got both players card blocked. So I think that some of the S tier maps are the types that it's difficult to pull off the easiest of card blocks, but they're large enough where there's more play to be had. And that is how I feel about Airship. Let me know what you guys think. As far as the next map pack that we're going to be reviewing, we'll be starting the Napoleon's Battles map pack with the Battle of Charleroi map next Tuesday. I'm trying to find where I was. Yeah, right here. So stay tuned for that. We only have a handful of map packs left, guys. Very excited to continue the Tier List Tuesday series. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you have not already. We'll be back with more Tier List Tuesday next Tuesday. As always, everybody, I have been C-Money. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a tremendous rest of your day. Peace.